So yeah, if I could get a Santa with a swappable battery, that would be awesome. Because for me to keep it plugged in while I'm on the bike, I'd have to be pretty clever. So basically, I'd have to have a quick disconnect the back and run a wire down my jacket or something to the bike. Not the easiest thing to do. Because now that I do use it when I'm not recording, I have, or actually when I'm recording I can probably put it. I don't know if you'd pick it up on the mic, my random music selection. But it's nice. It's not super loud, but it's just like background music. So I just put on whatever, usually Spotify, some downloaded Spotify playlist of whatever that I feel like. And I don't know, it's nice. And I could still hear what's going on around me, even with earplugs. I can hear cars, I can hear car horns, I can, because I've tested it in traffic from work, where, you know, where you should always be paying attention, but in traffic in Montreal, you really got to pay attention. And no problems. It's just nice. So, but hey, I get it. There's some people that they like a basic bike, you know, or they're driving an older bike and they just, hey, whatever makes you happy. So I know I like to make fun of Harleys and stuff, but they just released their new line. So the Dyna and the Softails, I believe they combined. And okay, so I'll say I'm partially impressed, and I'm glad that they're going to the future. So they have full LED lights. It's the new engine, the Milwaukee 8, which is seems like a pretty nice motor. That was only in the touring rigs before. So like the Fat Bob, the new one, it's a square LED headlight. It's really nice. So I was watching. There's a guy, Matt Laidlaw. It's a dealer it's a Harley dealer in I think it's California. Well, somewhere warm. So California or Florida. Anyway, and he does pretty good reviews. Of course, when they announced this and they showed the videos, the YouTube comments were all I'll call them the faithful. You know, the same people that when Harley first demoed that engine, they had testers to test this new engine, and they reduced vibrations, and they had to put more vibration back in the engine, because people thought it was too smooth and it wasn't a Harley character. But I saw this bike, the guy did a review. He reviewed a few of them, but this one is particularly good looking bike. What's that? Oh wow, late model Fiero. And it was idling, and the bike wasn't shaking, and it's solid mounted. There's no rubber mounts or anything. It was solid mounted which is good too, because that gives you rigidity. And anyway, it's the only bike in that range that has dual front brakes. The suspension is upside down forks in the front, non-adjustable. In the back, adjustable. It even had a big knob exposed it's just a preload adjustable, but still it had a big knob that even with your gloves on you'd be able to, with the like hash marks on it with numbers. And I'm like, wow. I mean, it's not like a long distance bike, but if you're just, you know, commuting, like if I was just commuting and I wasn't going on trips, well, you could too. You'd have to fit some sort of soft bags or something. So I'm looking at all this and I'm like, okay, and it's even got the steeper rake, so it's a bit more sporty. And the guy it was a brand new bike, and it was, you know, he wasn't really ripping it, but still, I'm like, good for. I mean, it's a 6500 Redline. It is what it is, but it was the bigger engine, the the 114. Yeah, 107, 114, and then after you can get a big kit, the 117. And then I look at all that, and it doesn't look like a big bike. It's basically, you know. And then I look at the weight. I'm like, my God, 653 pounds. That's like almost 200 pounds heavier than my bike. That's ridiculous, and it's lighter. The guy said it was like that same bike was like over 700 pounds. I'm like, oh my God, it's heavy. I'm like, okay, I mean, they're making progress, but that's heavy for it's not a big bike. I mean, the engine is a fair size, but wow, it's a lot of bike to. I mean, the weight's fairly low and everything. I haven't tried one. I still have to go to a demo event. I've missed all of them, but I definitely want to try one of those. Anyway. Oh, 10 degrees. Woohoo! 10.5. Yay. I'll do a happy dance. Already much more comfortable. Happy. Oh, I already turned them down. Yeah, the heated grips on high, they're pretty roasty. But my thumbs are cold, and I'm trying to see. It could be just a circulation thing, but yeah, you're a good driver. Can't even stay in your lane. Oh, it's so hard to corner. Man. Yeah, my thumbs and the tips of my thumbs get cold. Oh, I'm also glad I put the deflectors on, because man, I mean, the gloves are waterproof because, you know, I've just tested them because I kept going like wiping my my shield and stuff, and they're fine, but having water on your glove still, it cools down the glove. And with this, it helped. They were a good investment. Oh, 12 degrees. Wow. It's funny how that's not really warm, 12 degrees, but after driving in the fog in 2-3 degrees, it feels like heaven. I mean, my legs weren't cold, but I have knee pads, right? So down to the shin, like hockey, almost like hockey pads in my pants. So that blocks the cold, plus the waterproof layer cuts the wind a bit. My feet, well, my toes a little bit, but waterproof boots too, and they have, I think they're insulated. So I was just starting to get cold, and like I said, I had to pee, so that just makes you, I don't know, doesn't help. So this isn't the most interesting room made, but it's nice. And so today is nice weather. Tomorrow, I think they said 10 to 15 millimeters of rain, and then Labor Day Monday, it's, who knows. Yeah, I don't know. It's up in the air, the weather. So that's why I decided to go for a big ride today. Well, depending on how long I stop to to get to eat at some point. I should be home 2-3 o'clock. So I'll take a slightly different way home. As in, I'm not going to reverse and come back this way. We're going down, and then we'll eventually hit, we're going to Gatineau and hit the 148. Back again. Like, come back through Montebello, and then Grenville, from Grenville, I'll cross into Hawkesbury, and I'll just grab the highway from Hawkesbury. So the 17 and the 417, which is not the most... not the most interesting, but, you know, I have to get on the highway at some point to get home, so might as well do it there and then just chillax. Oh, po-po! Yeah, and I also, you know, I don't want a super huge bike. So, someone might say, well, even Harley, if you want a touring bike, there's millions of people that love those. And I've sat on a Street Glide, Road Glide. They're pretty comfortable. I don't know if it's the power profile that I like, but certainly, you know, but they're 800 pounds. The K1600 gets away with it in my book. The weight is well placed, and you got a lot of performance. $50 zone. Look at the price of gas. $1.37. So they're saying Harvey is causing that because they had to they shut down a lot of the oil stuff in the Gulf of Mexico off the Texas coast. But it's also Labor Day weekend, and they tend to raise the price. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying. So a few people, I go on some forums. ARS Technica is a good tech kind of website, but in the forums there's a motorcycle sub-forum. And there's guys in there that really know their stuff. They've been riding, well, I've been riding a long time, but I know, just like I said, I haven't been doing now I'm doing the mileage. Wow, look at that lake. Wow, my God, it's so beautiful. And they're saying, yeah, K1600 GT, it's an awesome bike, but it's basically, it's for gobbling highway miles. Wow, I hope the GoPro is picking up some of this, both sides. So commuting, I mean, the clutch is super light and stuff. It's just how, you know, in traffic, a big heavy bike, you have to be really planted. You don't have the same maneuverability at low speed. Oh, that's what road tests are for. But I do think that the 1200 RT is a good compromise because it's fairly sporty. The weight's very low. It's not crazy heavy. It's still a big bike. It's 6 something. But it's a good compromise. It's still relatively nimble. It's just not super huge, but you have excellent wind protection. Be still my heart, 14 degrees. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. For me, the best motorcycle riding temperature is between 15 and 22 Celsius, because I can wear this gear, which is my most protective gear, and I'm comfy. You know, I don't need very many layers, so I'm not all bulked up and less flexible, I guess. These are my favorite gloves. They're getting on in the years there, but they're, you know, they fit my hands perfectly now. They've worn in. Gore-Tex and all that. I don't even know if they still make them, but anyway. So between 15 and 21, you're wearing this with a layer, a thin layer, and I'm super comfy. When it's warmer, if it's steady temperature, then I have my mesh gear. That's nice too. I lose a little bit of protection, but the problem with that is you need steady weather. So like this, up and down, up and down. Meaning from 2 degrees to 14 has been the spread so far today. It's just, yeah. I did my big trip last weekend. I made out with not having to bring so much gear. That's nice. That's kind of a swamp though. Mont-Laurier shouldn't be that far, actually. I'm hoping there's some sort of restaurant I could use to take a little break. Because I'm not sure after this what there's going to be. I need 2 bikes is basically what I need. I need a commuting bike. So something a bit smaller. And then or even this for a commuting bike. And then a touring. And then I need a dirt bike. If I had space if I had a place to ride some dirt. I've seen videos of guys with GS and GS Adventures in the muck, like really off-roading. It's exhausting because they're huge bikes. Muscling them around these mud trails over there. Well, that's gross. That crow or whatever, it's eating bits of a dead animal. Breakfast of champions. Yeah, now I feel a little chill. I think I'm just, I've only had a pastry and a coffee. So. Oh, and I had half a mug of tea before I left. So, should be a common theme in my videos. Grumpy man is hungry. Well, what I should do is bring a thermos with some coffee, which I don't even know if I have a thermos at home, but I might buy a small thermos that holds like 3-4 cups of coffee. And when I go like this, you know, and there's little pit stop areas where I can just pull over, you know, a nice scenic spot and just, you know, have a coffee. This I know would be good coffee. About 18 kilometers. I must say I've really gotten the bug now to tour. I just have to time it that I don't have a lot of stuff to do at home. But now that I know I could do, 8-9 hours in a day easily. And I think that whole trip cost me like 50-something bucks in gas. Oh, excuse me. Which was nuts. So, if I don't count the gear that I had to get, although if I didn't have bags, if I didn't have luggage, I could have just, bungee cord everything to the back of my bike. You see lots of people do. If I don't factor any of that, it's not really expensive for the trip. It cost me a hotel, but hotel was $100. I mean, my average fuel economy is like 4.8 liters. It's pretty good. Not many cars do that, unless you're on electric. So yeah, let's see what scenic Mont-Laurier has. And then I'm taking 309 south. Yeah, 309, 307. I made a little cheat sheet. So is really up and down, down to 11. That's made me sniffle a bit too, is the cold air. I have my vents closed though, helps.